The challenges of delivering humanitarian assistance, especially food, at the right time, to the right place, and to the right people are immense. Ethiopia is a vast country, 1 million square kilometers, with terrain as diverse as its people, culturally rich and proud of its ability to maintain its heritage while embracing development and economic growth. Ethiopia is a nation affected by weather-related shocks and climate change, and with that comes the need to monitor food security. The Disaster Risk Management and Food Security Sector, DRMFSS, is responsible for reducing the vulnerability of Ethiopia's people to climate change. Landlocked, Ethiopia relies on neighboring countries through which to import goods. But busy commercial hubs like Djibouti can sometimes mean delays. To ease this problem of congestion, dry ports, where the contents of containers can be unloaded further down the line and away from the actual port, are now being used, as well as alternative corridors via Port Sudan and Berbera. To reduce the supply chain and support local economy, food supplies are increasingly purchased locally. Typically, crops from smallholder farmers or ready-to-use manufactured food. Wherever it comes from, or whichever commodity it is, food is stored in a network of warehouses that adhere to the strictest quality controls. Run by the government and humanitarian actors, the pre-positioned stocks can be used to support emergency responses. When disaster strikes, the government has an emergency food security reserve. Food can immediately be drawn upon by UN agencies and NGOs working in partnership to feed people in desperate need, with the borrowed food stock being replenished later. By strategically placing goods in warehouses around the country, food can be efficiently and swiftly dispatched. This is the idea behind a system of delivery called hubs and spokes.
Probably the simplest way to describe it is if you picture a map. On that map there are large towns and then many, many small towns and villages. Take one of those large towns, we'll call that the hub, and we'll develop a logistic complex there. From that hub, like the wheels of a wagon, they radiate out to the other villages and smaller towns. So you have a hub and spokes. Now, one of those radiations, one of those spokes, may go to another large town. That large town will then become another hub, with the first hub resupplying the second hub, and the spokes once again radiating out.
Primarily, this system enables a quicker response to the millions of Ethiopians who receive support, and it ensures that emergency food is available to people even when they are in the remotest of areas. At times, the only way to assess the scale of an emergency and to gauge the appropriate requirements of people and their exact locations is by air. Instead of waiting for urgent information to filter out or to gain access by road, this method also allows for a much faster and effective response. To enhance the system of delivery further, the Food Management Improvement Project, a partnership between the DRMFSS, other government departments, and the World Food Program, will develop the capacity of those involved and improve systems and tools. It will also increase the number of warehouses at the extended delivery points and will advise on building grain silos with the aim of raising the tonnage of food reserves from current levels of 400,000 to 3 million metric tons. In order to ensure continuous transfer of skills specific to logistics, formal training qualifications will be offered by local training institutions. Different uses of modern technology, such as using mobile connectivity, will be employed. This will increase the accuracy and speed of information flow and will allow real-time problem solving and monitoring, as well as alert communities about incoming distributions.
The whole exercise of the primary transport is done by WFP. The secondary transport is managed by us. So our joint exercise will enable us to finally reach the beneficiary with this primary and secondary transport arrangement. The platforms that we have now established among ourselves would be highly strengthened, and we have now come up with the Food Management Improvement Project, which are the big pillars, especially the third pillar, which will allow us to enhance our capacity. And by doing this, I'm sure we'll be the most efficient responders in the area of supply chain management and logistics.
In its 5-year growth and transformation plan, the government of Ethiopia puts a special emphasis on building capacity in the area of development. The initiatives of the Food Management Improvement Project will help the government achieve its aims and strengthen its food supply chain throughout the country. Reducing transport and logistics costs will essentially increase food security for millions of Ethiopians. Where the food supply chain comes to an end is when hope starts to flourish and logistics mission is accomplished, at least until another round of food is necessary.